Well, the fact that they are the number 3 ranked team in the world speaks about their consistency over the last couple of years. And we played them in India as well, and we got beaten in Mumbai. And all the games were competitive, and we just felt like they had a really good balance in their team. A great mix of experience and youth, and the bowling attack is experienced at the same time. They're not that old, Tim, Trent, all these guys are experienced, but at the same time they have that energy and that buzz about them all the time. So, and they play their cricket in the right way, and that's something that we always appreciate about the New Zealand cricket team. And yeah, just in terms of the whole balance of the side, I think they are probably one of the most balanced teams in world cricket, and that's going to be the biggest challenge for us. Yeah, he's easily one of the best players in the world. So easy on the eye, great to watch. I really enjoy watching his batting personally, and when he's on song, he's the most attractive to watch. That's what I feel. And yeah, look, he's always going to be a very solid player for New Zealand purely because of what he's done over all 3 formats. And the way he's gone about making those runs, he more or less makes the team win when he scores runs. So I think that tells you about his awareness of the game, and hence he's leading the side and guiding them in the right direction. So yeah, Kane's always going to be a very important factor for them. But at the same time, Roscoe and all the other guys as well. You can't take anyone for granted or take anyone lightly. But yeah, their batting usually revolves around Kane and Ross in ODI especially, and the other guys bat around them. So yeah, we are aware of that, and we're working on our plans. Well, we've seen a lot of the things that happened in the last series that we played here. What were the patterns? What were the areas that guys were looking to get us out? We're probably not that experienced a side back then in terms of the whole batting group batting together. But if you see the last 3 years or so, we have really evolved as a batting group, and we're more sure and more aware of our abilities, and we're definitely ready to counter all the things that are going to be thrown at us. But having said that, it's New Zealand always has fields which make the games high scoring in general. So the key is not to panic too much in the field when you see 300 being posted regularly. You just have to back yourselves as a batting group to get those runs, or maybe set a big target when you're batting first, which I think last time when we played, we probably didn't have that kind of composure to be relaxed in the field in terms of chasing 300 plus or close to 300 here. So yeah, they know their conditions pretty well. They're one of the strongest sides at home and very difficult to beat, but we take that as a challenge, and we're definitely looking forward to doing the same that we did in Australia, playing good cricket and believing in our abilities and just giving in balanced performances every time we step on the field. Depends on the all-rounder, to be honest. If you see the strongest sides in the world, they have 2 all-rounders at the least. Some sides have 3. So that gives you a lot of bowling options. But unless someone like Vijay Shankar, if he doesn't play or Hardik doesn't play, then the 3 fast bowling combination makes sense. But if an all-rounder is there who can chip in with a few overs, seam up, then you don't necessarily need a guy bowling 140 as the 3rd bowler, along with the 2 fast bowlers. So as long as we have an all-rounder in the side, you can still strike a good balance around your bowling lineup. But the moment you don't have an all-rounder who's firing, then that situation of 3 fast bowlers comes up. You're talking about Asia Cup or me backing 3 bowlers. That happened every time Hardik wasn't available or the all-rounder wasn't available. So every time the all-rounder's there, you're never thinking of 3 fast bowlers unless you're playing in conditions that are totally against spin bowling. So I think in the one-day game, every team goes in with the most balanced side that they can get, whether it's batting or bowling, and we are definitely of the same mindset. Scoring areas, yeah, I mean, you have to be aware of the side boundaries usually being very short in most of the grounds. So targeting the right areas in the ground becomes very important, but I think the bowlers require more composure here in terms of which are the shots that you want the batsmen to play, so you have the best chance of getting them out or restricting those boundaries. Yeah, look, playing in New Zealand, unless the wicket's really green and it's doing a lot with the new ball, it's always a place where the bowlers have to figure out which are the areas that they can contain boundaries and which are the areas that they can force batsmen to hit so that they can get them out. And I think the team that does that well usually ends up winning in a place like New Zealand purely because of the dimensions of the field. Of course you do. I mean, that's the only way you can sort of get a gut feel of what the batsman might try to do, because you put yourself in that situation and think, okay, what is the shot that I would want to play in this situation to get myself out of trouble, or how do I see this game going forward? Am I in the mindset of just knocking singles around? Then you place field accordingly, and if I'm wanting to go after the bowlers, then you do that even before the batsman tries to do that. So I think being a batsman and captaining the side helps in that regard, because you can sort of premeditate at times what the batsman might want to do, because you can put yourself in that situation yourself. So I think that's a massive factor, and if you ask any captain in the world, they would be doing the same thing as well. Try to stay one step ahead. It won't work every time, because people are very smart these days, and they find a way to counter what you are thinking of. So, but yeah, at some stages these things do help. Look, winning is always going to be a very, very important factor when you're playing for your country. Obviously, you want to win every game that you play, but the main thing is not to be desperate at this stage. There needs to be a good atmosphere in the change room, and there needs to be calmness and a collective effort towards just refining ourselves as a team approaching the World Cup. And if we need to try a few players here and there just to see how they react in different situations or different positions in the team, we are open to do that as well. We don't want to be too rigid, because you have to be flexible in your mind and in your preparation to be able to be competitive in a big tournament like the World Cup. So yeah, I think we need a good balance of both. Even if we back a few players to play at some stage, the idea is still to win games and not just think of it as an experiment, because as I said, it's an honor to play for your country, and that should be paramount in everyone's head.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave your comments in the comment section below. Click on the bell icon for notifications.